What's up everybody, I'm DJ Avionics and welcome to the main event. In the gold corner we've got the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and in the black corner we've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This particular iPhone 11 is the 64GB, which is $1,100, and this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 256GB at $1,100. So right away we have the same price but bigger capacity on the Samsung. If you wanted the 256GB version of the iPhone 11 Pro Max, it costs $1,225. So right off the bat, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus is significantly longer than the iPhone 11. The Note 10 Plus is 168 grams, and the iPhone is a whopping 226 grams. There is a significant weight feeling between the two, that's for sure. Now the iPhone has a 6.5-inch display, which is an OLED, and then the Note 10 Plus has a 6.8-inch AMOLED display, which refreshes a lot faster than the OLED display. The OLED displays on the iPhone have a better contrast ratio, showing a lot more deeper blacks. OLED displays can basically control their pixels, so they can turn on and off those pixels. So for the color black, it'll actually turn off the pixels, which means better power consumption. Both of the phones have the Face ID feature to unlock the phone. The Note 10 Plus also has the fingerprint unlock. This new generation of iPhone did away with the fingerprint unlock. So now the iPhone unlocks password protected apps using Face ID, and the Note 10 Plus uses the fingerprint ID to unlock passwords. And now let's move on to the comparison of the cameras. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has 3 cameras on the rear facing side. They're all 12 megapixels, and it has a 13mm ultra wide lens, a 26mm standard wide lens, and a 52mm telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom. And now on the Note 10 Plus, we have a 16 megapixel ultra wide lens at 12mm. The standard wide camera is 12 megapixels at 27mm. And the telephoto lens is 12 megapixel camera with 2x optical zoom. Both can record video at 4K 60 frames per second. So now let's compare the stills. Both devices have great image quality. It looks like the Samsung Note 10 Plus has a much cooler temperature, or maybe just the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a warmer temperature. Also, it looks like the Note 10 Plus has a little bit more saturation. Not too much, but it shows a little bit more vibrance. And now let's look at the night photos. In my opinion, the Note 10 Plus night photos look better than the iPhone's. The iPhone seems to want to wash out the night sky. Let me know what you guys think of the image quality of both devices down in the comment section. The Note 10 Plus can also shoot a night style photo in the ultra wide angle, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max cannot take a night style photo in the ultra wide angle. And now let's take a look at the portrait style photos that the devices can take. Both are set to default or the medium setting. Let me know what you guys think of these portraits. I think they both look great. Now let's move on to video recording quality and audio quality of the built-in microphones. Now we're recording in standard wide. And please note that I am hand holding both camera phones. Neither is on a stick of some sort, just holding them side by side. Testing out the daytime image quality and stabilization with both phones at 4K 60 frames per second. And at the ultra wide lens. Got some wind today in the Vegas Valley. Woo! These are just handheld. They're not on any kind of stick or mount, just holding them in my hands. Audio is straight from built-in mic of both phones. This is the second trial run of nighttime videoing. Nothing's changed with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. On the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, I've turned off the super steady smooth stabilization, so it's just on standard stabilization. As you can see, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, with the stabilization turned off to just standard, it's zoom cropped out. When it's turned on, it zoom crops in. The Note 10 Plus, when taking photos, has a scene optimizer, which means it will intelligently know whether you're shooting a face, a baby, animals, landscape, sports. That way it'll change the settings around so it'll take the best photo possible. The Note 10 Plus also has a toggle switch to turn on and off the super steady stabilization. I found on the iPhone, it's always on, which is a good thing, I guess, but if you want to turn it off, you had the option to do that on the Note 10 Plus. And as you saw in the stabilization comparison videos, the iPhone definitely wins in that category. It's super smooth when panning and just moving around, very similar to the GoPro Hero 7 Black camera. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus also has live focus photo and video, meaning it gives you that slight blur in the background while the subject in the frame stays focused and sharp, which is really nice looking. The iPhone's portrait mode is now adjustable, so you can adjust the blur setting in the background. The Note 10 Plus also features beauty mode, which is also in a lot of other Android phones, but in this particular model, I'm not sure on the other models, but this one you can adjust the smoothness of your face, the tone, and even your jawline, so you could look like you're wearing 10 pounds of makeup. Both have audio zoom mics when recording video. So as you zoom into your subject, it'll capture the audio of the subject that it's zoomed in on and capture the audio as best as it can, which is pretty cool. The iPhone selfie cam is a 12 megapixel camera. The Note 10 Plus selfie cam is 10 megapixels. The iPhone selfie will automatically go into a wider angle when turned to the landscape position to be able to capture a group selfie, or what's called a groupie. On the Note 10 Plus, there's a toggle switch to go from standard frame to a wider frame. The iPhone selfie camera can record video in slow motion and 4K at 60 frames per second. The Note 10 Plus selfie camera cannot record slow motion, and it records up to 4K but only 30 frames per second. Both devices are capable of fast supercharging with their respective power bricks that were included in the box. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 3,969 milliamp battery, and the Note 10 Plus has a 4,300 milliamp intelligent all-day battery. Now the battery on the Note 10 Plus may be bigger, but I read an article where some professional analysts put both phones to the test through a very strenuous test, and the iPhone actually lasted longer than the Note 10 Plus, about 11-12 minutes longer. I think the total was 6 hours and 42 minutes, and then this one was 6 hours and 30 minutes. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, it has a whopping 12 gigabytes of RAM. But the Note 10 Plus can actually run several windows, several pop-up windows all at the same time on the screen, like you're using a desktop computer. So you could be looking at Facebook in one window, you could be surfing Google Chrome in another window, you can have Amazon in another window, And you could also have a YouTube standalone player playing a video, which is really, really unique. Thus, why it has 12 gigabytes of RAM, so it can multitask all that on one view. And of course, the Samsung Note series wouldn't be the Note without the S Pen stylus that pops right out underneath. The S Pen has a 6-axis gyroscope and accelerometer, so you can use this with a lot of hand gestures for your Note 10 Plus. The S Pen is capable of wirelessly controlling camera functions. You can also wirelessly control music player functions and video player functions. And of course, it's also a drawing and sketching tool. And of course, the Note is called the Note because you're able to jot down notes using the S Pen and the Samsung Notes app. If you happen to walk away from your S Pen and your screen is off on your Note 10 Plus, it'll actually give an alert and an audible to let you know that you've forgotten your S Pen. With the Note 10 Plus and your S Pen, you can doodle in 3D space using the AR Doodle feature. If you draw something on a subject or even on someone's face, your doodle will actually stay tracking to it as it moves around. There's actually a fourth camera on the rear of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which is the depth vision camera. Using augmented reality intelligence, it can measure objects using the Quick Measure app that's included with the phone, and it can even 3D map an object or 3D scan it and create lifelike 3D models using the 3D Scanner app in the Galaxy Store, which is an app that is actually made by Samsung. Everyone knows that iPhone has Siri and that Android phones have Google Assistant, but the Note 10 Plus also has Bixby. Let me briefly show you what Bixby can do. Flashlight. Flashlight off. I'll be sure to make a video of what all Bixby can do. So this iPhone 11 Pro Max belongs to my wife, and the Note 10 Plus belongs to me. So before I conclude my final thoughts, I just want to let everyone know that I traded in my iPhone X that I owned for 2 years to get the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I read a lot of reviews, watched a lot of YouTube videos, saw what this phone can offer, and I opted to trade in to get this one. And now my final thoughts. The iPhone 11 Pro Max wins in the battery category and the video stabilization category. Everything else, as I've mentioned, I've been an iPhone user. Nothing much has changed. It's pretty much the same phone, different design. Everything else that the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 can do wins in all those categories. From the S Pen to the cameras, video and photo, the multitasking with the 12 gigabytes of RAM, and just I'm a guy, and most guys like to personalize and customize the things they own. Cars, boats, trucks. I like to personalize and customize my Samsung phone too. So if I can take the stabilization out of the iPhone 11 and replace the stabilization of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, total win. Videos would be just fire. I haven't really found anything else new on the iPhone 11 Pro. I mean, it just has the new cameras, which are completely badass, but there's really nothing else new with it. I mean, it's a new design, yeah, and honestly, I don't know if Steve Jobs would actually approve the way that all the cameras are just positioned. I don't know, it doesn't look iPhone-esque compared to everything that he's come up with. So I don't know, he might be actually rolling in his grave with how it looks. It just doesn't sit right with me. And that's just my opinion. But I'm very happy with the Note 10 Plus, and being that the iPhone 11 is my wife's, it's kind of mine too. So that concludes my iPhone 11 Pro Max versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus video. Please give this video a like, I'd really appreciate it. Leave any comments, questions, or suggestions down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you can be notified of future uploads. I'm DJ Avionics. Good fight, good night.